Hi guys, it is Mari. And welcome to my channel. I'm new to the music community, so if this is your first video of mine that you're watching, hi, what's up? Today I'm going to do a video that I've seen a few other YouTubers in the community do, and I'm jumping on that bandwagon. So today is probably going to be a long video, probably one of the longer ones. I'm going to be reviewing my top music on Spotify, so let's just get into it. So the first song we have is Eternally Yours by Motionless in White off of their new album Graveyard Shift. Surprised to see that this is my top song from 2017. It wasn't my favorite from the album, but I'm also not surprised that it's on there, but I'm surprised that it's on there, if that makes any sense at all. Then we have New Rules by Sumo Psycho. This is a cover they did of the Dua Lipa song. I really like that cover. I really like, my guilty pleasure is pop rock versions of pop songs. Guilty pleasure all the way. Then I have Monster by Crown the Empire off of the Resistance Rise of the Runaways. There's Colors by Crazy88. This is a cover of the Halsey song done by the YouTuber Jared Alonji's band. This is off of Covers Volume 1. Then I have Can't Feel My Face by The Amity Affliction off of Pop Goes Punk Volume 7. One of my favorite covers off of the new volume of Pop Goes Punk. I'm not a really huge fan of those, but I really enjoyed this cover. I thought it was a lot of fun from The Amity Affliction. Then I have Bad Guy by Islander off of Power Under Control. I saw Islander in concert, so yeah, obviously they would be on here. Then I have Saint Veronica by Cane Hill off of their album Smile. I got really into Cane Hill this past year, actually within the past few months, so probably a little bit too much. Then we have Dirty Laundry by All Time Low off of Last Gen Renegade, and I'm actually surprised this one is on here because I didn't think I was listening to that much. Then I have Misery by The Word Alive, which is the single. Then I have Break by I Set to Kill, which is also a single. There's Counteract by Islander off of Violence and Destruction. Also not surprised that that's on here because I did see Islander in concert. Then we have Feel Nothing by The Plot and You off of their upcoming album Disposed. Looking so forward to that album. I think it's gonna be great. Then we have Proximity Minds in the Complex by Snake Hills off of Safe as Just a Shadow, the reissued one. Then we have Assume by Sylar, and I got really into Sylar also this year, so that's why that one is on here. This is off of their album Help. And then we have Sweetheart by Sworn In from their album The Lovers the Devil. I also really got into Sworn In this past year. Then we have Dive In by Pierce the Veil off of Misadventures. I'm actually really surprised that this song is on here. I did see Pierce the Veil live this year, but I didn't think I listened to them that much compared to the other music I've listened to this year, so kind of surprised to see Dive In on here. It wasn't one of my favorites off of Misadventures, so. Then we have Cold Speak by Islander off of Violence and Destruction. And Cold Speak is my all-time favorite Islander song. If you have not heard that song, definitely check it out. Check out Islander, actually, just in general. Then there's Where I Want to Be by I Set to Kill off their album Masks. Then there's Evidence on Fire by Ice and Kills off of Safe as Just a Shadow, the reissued one. Then we have Darkness by Islander, also off of Power Under Control. Then we have Wonderless by Pierce the Veil off of A Flair for the Dramatic. Wonderless is my favorite Pierce the Veil song. Then we have Help by Sylar off of their album Help. Like I said before, I really got into Sylar this year. I really like that rap element in their music. I think it's really cool. And then we have You're So Wonderful by Cane Hill off their album Smile. I really enjoy new metal, as you probably can tell, but I think that Cane Hill is a really good newer band that's doing new metal because there's not very many like Slipknots or Korns or Linkin Parks running around that anymore, so I think it's really cool that they're still making this kind of music. And then we have Millennia by Crown the Empire off of the Resistance Rise of the Runaways. Then we have A Reason Why by Aegis off of their album Weightless. I'm actually not surprised at all that this album or this song is on here. It's actually like my favorite music video of all time for A Reason Why. Then we have Painting Flowers by All Time Low. It was a single for the Alice in Wonderland soundtrack movie way back when. I really enjoyed this song by them. There's I Can Feel You by Bad Seed Rising off of their album Awaken Color. I really got into Bad Seed Rising right before they right before they broke up. So I actually got to see them live once, which I'm pretty happy about. It was at Warped Tour. That's how I heard about them. And then we have Swallow Your Teeth by Miss May off of their new album Shadows Inside. That was one of my top albums of this year. Then we have Coconut Dracula by Islander off of Violence and Destruction. And yeah, like I said, I saw Islander this year. This past summer actually. They were on a huge festival, a radio festival in Seattle, and I'm from I grew up around the Seattle area, but I moved away from the Seattle area, so I'm not as close anymore. Then I have Man in the Box by Alice in Chains off of their album Facelift. I grew up in the Seattle area, so obviously there's going to be some grunge tracks off here. Then we have MGGDA by Cane Hill off of their album Smile. They only have one album out, so yeah, their second album's coming out next month, and I'm so hyped about it. I'm so ready. Then I have Hell You Put Me Through by Sworn In off of their albums All Smiles. Like I said, I really got into Sworn In this year, and their new album All Smiles was one of my favorites that came out this year. Then I have The Glass House My Father Built by Into the Flood off of their EP Death Posture. They are a local band to me. They're from Tacoma, and they're one of my favorite local bands right now. And definitely check them out because they do need more support. Then I have Are You Coming With Me by Crown the Empire off of their new album Retrograde. I have Anti-Anthem also by Sumo Cyco off of their new album Opus Mar. It took me a while to get into Opus Mar, but I think the album's really good now. Then I have Backseat Serenade by All Time Low off of Don't Panic. Then there is Loud Fuck It by Motionless in White. This was my favorite single that they released before the album, of course. And I actually have lyrics from Loud tattooed on my arm. I'm not sure if you can see. I'm a huge Motionless in White's my favorite band. And then I have Catch Me When I Fall by Stitched Up Heart off of their album Never Alone. I got into Stitched Up Heart this year as well, so there's a lot of new artists on here for me. Then I have Better Day by Islander off of their album Power Under Control. I love this album, or this song. It's my second favorite song by Islander. Then there's Floral and Fading by Pierce the Veil off of their album Misadventures. I'm actually really surprised to see this on here because I don't think I listened to it that much, but I guess I did once I found out that I was seeing them in concert. Then I have Overdose by The Word Alive, which is a single, and it's a really good single. Kids in the Dark by All Time Low off of Future Hearts. Then we have What I Never Learned in Study Hall by Ice Nine Kills featuring Tyler Carter off of The Predator Becomes the Prey. And this song just has a very special place in my heart. Then there was You Were Right by Crazy 88 off of their EP No Words Spoken. Like I said, this is Jared Alonji's band. It's super good. Definitely check them out. They're really a good post-hardcore band if you're into post-hardcore or rock. Then there's Shadow Walker by Concepts off of their, I don't remember if it was a album or EP, but it's called Misguided. Definitely check out Concepts too. They're super good, especially Shadow Walker. I love that song by them. Then there's Red Sky Warning by Ice Nine Kills off of Safest Choice Shadow, reissued. And then there's Sugar Lips by Sworn In, The Lovers, The Devil. I think that you can tell that my favorite Sworn In album is The Lovers, The Devil. And there's Soul Addiction by Siler off of their album Help. Cry Murder by Sumo Cyco off of their album Lost in Psycho City. Guts by All Time Low off their album Dirty Work. I know Dirty Work isn't their best album, but Guts is my favorite song by All Time Low, and I got to see them play it live this year, and I was so excited. Then there's Sympathy by Too Close to Touch, Haven't Been Myself. I listened to this song a few times, but I don't think I listened to it enough to be one of my favorite songs, but I guess I did. I really don't listen to Too Close to Touch, but it's on here as well. Then there's Bedlist by Pierce the Veil off of Misadventures. I really don't remember listening to this song at all. So then there's I Bring the Weather With Me by The Amity Affliction off their album This Could Be Heartbreak. I also got into The Amity Affliction this year. I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but I did. Then there's Pins and Needles by Sworn In off of The Lovers the Devil. Again, my favorite Sworn In album. Then there's Bloodbath and Beyond by Ice Nine Kills off of their album Every Trick in the Book. And I really don't remember listening to this song that much. It's not even my favorite off of Every Trick in the Book, so I'm actually genuinely surprised. And then there's Can't Hold Us by Sumo Cyco, and this is a cover of the Macklemore song Can't Hold Us. Like I said, I'm a sucker for like pop songs covered by rock bands. So then there's Make Me Wanna Die by The Pretty Reckless off their album Light Me Up. I'm not surprised that this is on here at all. I actually karaoke'd this song over the summer. So then there's The Coffin Is Moving by Ice Nine Kills off The Predator Becomes the Prey. Then it's My Time by Batsy Raising off of their EP A Place Called Home. Did listen to this song, but I don't think I listened to it that much, but I guess I did because Spotify is a wizard. Then there's Cold Room by Fit for a King off their album Death Grip. Got really into Fit for a King too. Oh, they're such a good metalcore band. Definitely check them out. Then there's Zero by Crown the Empire off of their album Retrograde. I heard this song like in a Warped Tour kind of like recap video last summer, and I was like, what is this song? And then I found out it was by Crown the Empire, and I just like love this song, so yeah. Then there's Ticking Bombs by Ice Set to Kill off their album Broken Frames. I think this song is on my year-end top songs off of Spotify because it's just a great song in general. And there's Communion of the Cursed by Ice Nine Kills off of Every Trick in the Book. Good song based off of The Exorcist if you're into creepy stuff. Then there's Missing You by All Time Low off of their album Future Hearts. I have an emotional connection to the song, so I might not get into why. And then there's Weightless by Aegis off of their album Weightless. Aegis is a good band. They're a good rock band, so definitely check them out. They're not like metal or pop punk. They're just rock, which is cool. Then there's She Sees Everything by Vimic, and this is a single. It's Joey Jordison's new project after Slipknot. It's super good. I cannot wait to hear their album when it comes out. Then there's Big Shot by Islander off of their EP Pains. That's one of my favorite Islander songs too. Their older stuff is much more heavier than their newer stuff, so if you're into like more metalcore music or metal music, then definitely listen to the EP Paint. Then there's Monster by Stitched Apart off their album I'm Never Alone. Then there's What Have We Done by Batsy Rising off their album Awake in Color. Super glad I got to see them before they broke up at Warped Tour, but then we have Kill For Me by Marilyn Manson off of his new album Heaven Upside Down. One of my favorite songs off of Heaven Upside Down. I know the singles are never supposed to be like the best song, but seriously guys, definitely check out. Then there's Manipulator by Red Handed Denial off of their EP Wanderer. That's a really weird word to say, Wanderer. Then there's Nature of the Beast by Ice Nine Kills off their album Then there is Make It Hurt by Sworn In off of their new album All Smiles. There's A Love Like War featuring Vic Fuentes by All Time Low off their album Don't Panic. All Time Low is my most played artist this year, so there's a lot of them. And then there's Hell Above by Pierce the Veil off their album Collide with the Sky. Really surprised this is on here too. Didn't think I listened to it that much. Then there's Machines by Crown the Empire off of The Resistance, Rise of the Runaways. Then there's Infected by Ice Set to Kill off their album Masks. Then there's Never Let Me Stay by Miss May off their new album Shadows Inside. That was actually my favorite one off of that album. Then there's the single Habits by the Marmosettes. Then there's Trespasser by Red Handed Denial off their album, or their EP Wanderer. Solon Stephen Lawn by Ice Nine Kills off the Predator Becomes Prey. That's one of my favorite Ice Nine Kills songs. It doesn't really sound anything like their other stuff, but yeah, it's still super good. Then there's Free Yourself by Sumo Psycho off of Opus Mar. Like I said, I really didn't like Opus Mar at first, but then I got really into it. Heart Shaped Box by Nirvana off of In Utero. Not a lot of people listen to In Utero, and this is my favorite Nirvana song, and it's off In Utero. And I think that everybody should listen to that album because it's just as good as Nevermind. Then there's Big Bad Wolf by In This Moment off of Black Widow. Then there's The Irony of Choking on a Lifesaver by All Time Low off of Don't Panic. Dreadall by Sworn In off of All Smiles. Killing in Your Name by I Set to Kill off of Mask. Finally, Free by Stitched Apart off of Never Alone. This one's really going to surprise some of you. Loser by Falling in Reverse off of Coming Home. It surprised me too. All You Ever Knew by I Set to Kill off of Broken Frames. Ripping Me Apart by Nothing More. Oh, the song is so great. Off of The Stories We Tell Ourselves. Then there's The Worst in Me by Bad Omens off of their self-titled album. Then there's Weight of the World by Crown the Empire off of Retrograde. Insane by Korn off of The Serenity of Suffering. Heaven by Paris off of All We Know of Heaven, All We Need of Hell. And then there's My Medicine by The Pretty Reckless off of Light Me Up. And lastly, there's New Colors by Islander off of their EP Pains. So if you guys liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And also, I'll put all my other end of the year videos that I have on my, or end of the year content I have on my blog down in the description below. If you guys want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. And I will link this playlist down in the description below as well. And I will see you guys next time for more music related content.